going to be a frigid day for much of the East Coast, which is, of course, may have you speculating what kind of winter we're in store for.
Did you know Central North Carolina has never had a snow-free winter? Chief Meteorologist Wes Hohenstein digging deeper into the science of what the next few months will bring with this winter weather forecast.
Remember this day last January? More than 10 inches of snow blanketed parts of central North Carolina. We had a late season snow in March, too, but February, May, and September were all top 5 warmest months on record. So what about this winter? Are you ready for winter, cold and snow?
Absolutely not.
It's fun. I like the drama of it. I love a good storm.
You like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I like snow. I feel like it's part of the season.
Bring back summer. I can't stand this weather.
Unfortunately, those opinions don't get factored into the winter outlook, and neither does anything that happened in North Carolina so far this year, like Hurricanes Michael and Florence.
This spring, those waters in the Central Pacific have warmed up. Now we're on the verge of getting into weak El Nino conditions.
Corey Davis is one of the top experts in our state when it comes to winter weather outlooks.
It provides a stronger jet stream with more moisture coming through the Gulf of Mexico. Sometimes we can get more storm systems coming along that jet stream as well. So that's why winters in El Nino years in North Carolina tend to be wetter than normal.
But just because we have more precipitation, it doesn't mean we'll have more snow. We need cold air, and that comes from the polar jet stream. It has an impact on temperatures, and along with El Nino can be used to give us a better idea of what's ahead.
What we really need from the polar jet stream is those strong shots of cold air. If it's not for those, we're going to see cold rain all winter.
To get those shots of cold air from the Arctic, we need a weak jet stream that wobbles more of that cold air south to North Carolina. And some of that depends on ice. Not man-made ice like at this hockey rink, but Arctic sea ice and snow in Siberia. Studies show that more snow and ice in these areas can mean colder temperatures for North Carolina. Right now, Arctic sea ice is near an all-time low, and Siberian snow in October was just average. Indicators that low, or just average, won't help North Carolina get those frequent shots of really cold air that would turn our rain to snow this winter. But one of the biggest factors we must consider is not forecast related at all, it's our weather history. Since the 1960s in the Triangle, when you look at temperatures by decade, we've experienced a pronounced warming trend in the average wintertime temperatures. And if we look at snowfall in the Triangle since records began in 1887, the average amount is 7.3 inches per winter. But if you break that out over the last 50 years, the snowfall average drops to 6.2. And in just the last 10, the average snowfall drops to 5.2 inches of snow each season. Overall precipitation amounts have stayed the same, but other things in our atmosphere are changing. A recent direct measurement of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere hit 410 parts per million, the highest in human history.
Those higher amounts of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere are one of the main reasons our planet has been warming, and that warming has probably meant less snow here in central North Carolina. I've been covering the weather here for more than 30 years, and I remember double-digit snowfalls were pretty common years ago, but not so much lately, even though last winter we hit 9 inches of snow in the Triangle.
So what does all this add up to for North Carolina this winter? We're likely going to see a cooler than average winter with an active storm track leading to above average precipitation, all thanks to a weak El Nino. But the recent trends will likely mean it won't be cold enough to give us massive amounts of snow. And I foresee us having an average snow year. All right, so once again, cooler than average temperatures, above average precipitation, but more rain than snow. And the last 30 years, our average here in the Triangle has been about 6 inches of snow. I think we're going to be right around that again this year. Now, 2 side notes about this year's El Nino. It's forming late, which means it could last into the spring. So could our active weather pattern. And an anomaly called Modoki El Nino could be happening too this winter. That would shift where the warm water set up exactly, and that could mean a different weather fluctuation here. But as we started off the story, we have never lived through a winter in here without any snow. We've had trace amounts several times, but never zero. So there is hope for school getting called off a few times this winter.
We'll get that 6 inches in one day.
Fingers crossed.